Molo Karim. Kunjani? Okay. Ranjeni? Kunzima namhlanje. Kuzaba nzima namhlanje. Noma tume ukhona. Hey, kuzaba nzima. That's why we have brought Comrade Jesse to field the difficult questions. I will deal with the easier ones, and she will deal with the complex ones. Thank you very much for coming to this media briefing. We thought that it is important to brief the media on the matter, on the matters that were briefed on. The first one is that the officials of the ANC met over 2 days, Sunday and Monday, to review the work of the organization in preparation for the National Executive Committee that will be meeting on the 6th and 7th, and the National List Committee, the National List Conference, that will be meeting on the 8th and 9th. So we'll have a back-to-back arrangement of the NEC for the 2 days and a National List Conference for the other 2 days. Both gatherings shall take place at St. George's Hotel. Now, this NEC meeting is an ordinary sitting of the NEC. It's not a special NEC, it's not extraordinary, it's the normal meeting of the NEC. It is the last sitting of the NEC this year and is expected to receive, among other things, the political overview from the President, the report of the National Working Committee for the period from the September NEC to date, and the ANC readiness for the 2014 general elections. And I would imagine that if you look into the National List Conference, you will appreciate that the National List Conference is part of the preparations for the 2014 general elections. Now, the National List Conference of the 8th and 9th is a culmination of a robust and vibrant democratic process of selecting public representatives by the ANC. We thought that we should blow our pipe a little bit and say that we're the only organization that subjects its policies and selection of public representatives to a comprehensive and a thorough process of democracy. We don't have an electoral college. We don't lock ourselves away and have few people who understand issues selecting candidates. We subject the selection of candidates to branches of the ANC. This is a practical expression of our unwavering commitment to the democratic processes, traditions, and imperatives. It is only the ANC that delivers to the people of South Africa an electoral product that is unquestionable, a people's product. We're making this point because in the ANC, when we select these candidates for the list, we get objection, we get appealed, we deal with all those issues because we don't want to make it an exclusive preserve of the leadership of the ANC to select public representatives. The ANC commends and thanks all South Africans, our volunteers, members, and structures for participating in the air numbers in the thorough process to select their public representative and for making known their views in the development of the ANC election manifesto, a people's manifesto. We are finalizing our manifesto. We've gone through various numbers of drafts, and when we get feedback from people wherever we go, where we have public hearings and public gatherings, we do revisit our manifesto. We're almost finalizing it. Now, the meeting of the national official further noted that the Public Protector's provisional report on security upgrades at the President Homestead in Nkandla was leaked to Mail and Guardian. We are concerned with the regularity with which provisional report from this office get leaked, and that becomes a pattern of public engagement and public utterances by the public protector on investigation by her office before they are actually finalized. That worries us in the sense that we get a debate going on, not based on the final report, based on the snippets, based on the observation that are made before the actual final report is released. We think that is a dangerous trend from where we're sitting. The leakage of extracts of the provisional report by the Office of the Public Protector can only be understood as seeking to undermine the confidence of the public in the process by not presenting the full facts of an investigation prior to creating a public perception. This is, in our view, a deliberate and misleading casting of aspersions on those being investigated, in this instance, the President of the ANC. Now, we're raising this issue because we think that the most dangerous thing to do is to create a false debate before a report is released. And therefore, people make a number of demands varying from what should be happening as a result of a report that has not been released. And those views are expressed now, but the report is not out. We have taken cognizance of the fact that the findings of the Interministerial Task Team report commissioned by Cabinet to look into the security upgrades at Nkandla have been made public. We are also aware that the findings of the Parliamentaries Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence on the same matter has also been released. We call for the full report, not only the findings of the Interministerial Task Team, to be released to the public. We think that that report should be released as well. And the ANC consequently equally demands that the final report by the public protector into the security upgrades at Nkandla be released to the public as a matter of extreme urgency. Following this, the ANC instructs the government to make available to the public all the experts who decided and designed all elements of the security features at Nkandla. So it should not just be an academic debate. If I am a security expert on this aspect, I must be put up for the public to interrogate me. And our view is that if this is done, we'll ensure that all and any queries that the public may have with regard to these particular issues are tabled and responded to exhaustively. As the ANC, we assure society as a whole, we want clarity from the Office of the Public Protector on the following allegation by the leaked report and the nuance created around it in the media. One, we think this specific question should be answered clearly and concretely, so that when we get into the debate, we can engage intelligently on the debate. The first one is whether the President Jacob Zuma requested any security upgrades to his homestead. That question must be answered. Did he ask for security upgrades in his homestead? Number two, did the President of the ANC spend more than 200 million rands of state money on his homestead? Did President Zuma request for that a swimming pool and a kraal be built and that his wife's tuck shop be moved from its original position? Did President Zuma request that bulletproof windows be put on particular windows, and did he ask for the building of a waiting room at his homestead? If not, who made these decisions and who is accountable for those decisions? The ANC wants to know what was built on the state land and who made this decision. Was it the ANC president or somebody else? We're making that question because in the process of throwing around ideas, everything is put in one pack, that there is one thing called Nkandla. No distinction is made of the homestead and what other features and what is built somewhere else. And we think that all these questions must be answered. How much was spent on the security upgrades at the homestead of the president, and how does this compare with expenditure on the home of other presidents, meaning the former presidents? Now, we express our deep regret and concern at the behavior of the Office of the Public Protector with regard to this protracted matter. Recently, the Public Protector accused the ANC, it was in the weekend papers, of being quiet when previous utterances by her in the media suggested that her report would exonerate the president. Many people will be disappointed. Actually, that allegation that the ANC was quiet exposes the strategy that release was made, and fails to remember that we strongly condemned even such insinuations at the time. People will remember that was the question. If you say people are going to be disappointed, who are these people who are going to be disappointed? With whom do you have a contract to make particular pronouncement that people will be disappointed? We ask a number of questions on the matter. So if the public protector says, we chose to be quiet, we are now waking up, actually that is selective remembering of facts. And it worries us greatly that you forget that we condemn that, we are condemning it now. Because in our view, releasing snippets of any report cause more harm to the individuals and actually delegitimize the process. It is for these reasons that as the ANC we reiterate our demand that the final report, not leaked snippets, is released to the public with immediate effect by the Office of the Public Protector. Any further postponement of the report's release allows this matter to fester in the public domain as we approach the election. This can only be construed as playing tactic and political ploy to create negativity around the image and integrity of the President of the ANC and the ANC itself. And it is a point we are making because you don't have a report, you keep it, you release it in March, when we're going for elections in April or May. Once you do that, you are making that report a factor in the election. It's no longer a technical investigation by a public protector, it's a political game. And therefore, okay, that's it. And that is where we stop with our media briefing. And questions will be answered by all three of us. We'll help each other because we know that you'll ask many, many difficult questions. Thank you very much.
You deserve to know more.
eNCA.com